Okay. The next thing that we'll discuss, and I'm running through these things pretty quickly because I don't have a ton of time today, but I do want to touch on some of these topics. So the last thing that we're going to discuss before we discuss the main topic is going to be the fact that Trump just came out and said that he supports Andrew Cuomo in the New York City race. So let's go ahead and let's read his exact, let's see if they have it here even. His exact message on this. But essentially what he said is that a vote for anybody other than Andrew Cuomo is a vote for Mamdani. And we don't like communism. It's been tested for over 1,000 years. I'm just recollecting his message. But apparently we like, sexual predators with Andrew Cuomo. It's amazing to me that like our pick in the largest, one of the largest financial states in the country, our pick is between a sexual predator and a communist. Seems like we should have some pretty smart people in New York that should be pretty capable of running that state in a way that makes it turn into a positive direction. And neither of them would fall under those two categories. So it says, this is coming from Reuters, U.S. President Donald Trump endorsed former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo for mayor of New York City on Monday and threatened to hold back federal funds to the city if Democratic candidate Zohran Mamdani wins the mayoral election on Tuesday. Trump, a Republican who has offered frequent commentary on the New York mayoral election, injected himself further into the race by crossing party lines to support Cuomo over Mamdani and the Republican candidate Chris Sliwa, who trails badly in public polls in the heavily Democratic city. Oh, yeah, he even said that. He said, like, literally, don't vote Republican. That's a pretty crazy thing for a Republican president to say. Cuomo, a longtime stalwart in the Democratic Party, is running as an independent after losing to Mamdani in the Democratic primary. Oh, good. Yeah, you should definitely run against him again and see if that works out. Tuesday, New York City's election has been closely watched nationally as one of that could help shape the image of the Democratic Party that seeks its identity in opposition of Trump. Mamdani, 34, a self-described Democratic Socialist who leads Cuomo in the polls, has energized younger and more progressive voters. But he has also alarmed more moderate Democrats who fear a shift too far to the left. May backfire. Yeah. Have you been paying attention the last 3 years, 4 years? The more left you go, the crazier it gets, and the more pushback eventually that's going to come because the ideologies that sit on that further side of the spectrum. Whether you purposely like Andrew Cuomo or not, Trump said, you really have no choice. You must vote for him and hope he does a fantastic job. He is capable of it. Mamdani is not, he wrote on Truth Social. Yeah, seems pretty crazy. The only options that we have here are terrible options. I don't even know who this Sliwa guy is, so that tells you something. The MAGA movement's embrace of Andrew Cuomo is reflective of Donald Trump's understanding that this would be the best mayor for him, Mamdani said at a campaign event following Trump's endorsement. They, Trump and Cuomo, share the same donors. They share the same small vision. They share the same sense of impunity. Now, I do have a question about this. Not that I have any love in my heart for democratic socialism, but when everybody seems to be going against a certain candidate that are a part of the establishment, and yes, in case you're wondering, Trump is a part of that political establishment, that swamp at this point, given the Epstein files, given the situation that's happening with Israel, given all of these things that we've seen over the last year almost, and I guess 8 years, given all of that, we know who his donors are. We know he's being handled by Netanyahu. And so when we look at the decision making of these people to say, oh, that person, you don't want that person in office, that shows me that they're not controlled opposition. Right? You don't want controlled opposition in there. You want somebody who is going to shake things up. Now, I don't think that you shake things up in the favor of communism, but I do think that there is something to a true anti-establishment person being in office, when the full force of both parties comes down upon you to make sure that you don't get elected, you start to pique my attention a little bit. Again, I'm not going to vote for that guy. I'm not for socialism. But I do think that it's interesting. I wonder what the concern is there outside of the ones that they're showing or stating publicly.